So we right around here at 0 point as far as where we're at in the measurements of the seasons. So I feel like it's a good time to go ahead and drop just a little bit of tidbits of information on mastering what I call the source. Because zero, you got to think about on one level, zero is a even number, correct? So if zero is an even number, means that when it's combined with another number, it's going to merge or it's going to passively move into that other number and take on the energies of that other number. However, it's going to put a different effect on it or a different spin on it. So, for instance, when you add any number to zero, it always comes out to be that number, of course. And the reason for that is because, again, the zero is just amplifying or giving credit to another number. It's simply what it's doing. As far as in mathematics and then in multiplication, of course, when you multiply zero by another number, it comes out to zero itself out. So I'm saying all that because in mastering zero, that's mastering what I would call going into your heart chakra and mastering that heart chakra aspect of your energy and learning to kind of like allow energies, allow even currency and finance to kind of find you. So like when you do rituals, because like I did this ritual, and I told people about it, and it was called Zikul. And it deals with the letter Z on a letter aspect. You got to remember there's a difference when you deal with rituals. So that's when you start going into letters, the aspects of letters, and putting letters in and merging letters into energies with numbers on a ritual aspect. So, but then you also got the number aspect. So for instance, you look at the number 10 or the number 20, you see a cipher or a different type of a Z, which represents infinite, which kind of like amplifies or represents infinity. But this goes into using Z on as a double or within a double component or format. So like if you look at the number 20, for instance, this is supposedly two numbers, 2 and then 0, combined together to make one number, which is 20. But then when you go into letters, the number 20 will go into the letter T, or the letter T. So going into that, that's helping you to understand how working with Z is the gateway into getting into lettering. If you want to understand lettering, and even to get into law now, this goes into like, even though it's in the occult, of course, this can actually merge into law. So like even in law, to get into that realm of lettering, you have to have access to what's called a Z folder or Z aspect of lettering to be able to use those letters to whether issuing loans or what may have your acceptance for value. For some people that do that, and some people that work banking through zip codes, you have to have access through this Z. So Z is deep, man. It's the source. It kind of comes from the Fucus aspect in astrology. So in astrology, it's kind of more yang energy as far as on a celestial level. Then on the earthly level, of course, Z would be more yin-based energy. So working with that energy, this is how you get into what's called the source. And the source, because every cipher there's called like a black dot, right? So this black dot is getting into the source aspect or the heart chakra aspect of reality. And this is when you get into more of the aspects of learning to work with your heart chakra. It's tapping into the earth heart chakra and learning to work magic through the earth, through your heart chakra, as far as like through the planet, and using the planet as pretty much more like an energy, or like pretty much like an energy tank or something to fuel yourself. So this is going into Z aspect. So Z is which we all fear, of course. This is the dangerous aspect of reality. However, this aspect of reality we must master if we're going to move into this new energy, which is going to next year is going to go into more of one energy, and that's what I'm going to talk about next. See, we already in zero, so if we make it through this year, I mean, we ain't made it yet. we master Z, and we move into the one energy, and I go into the one energy. So just a little seeds, man, to keep the energy going. Thank you for listening and watching. I'm going to go ahead and shut down. And as always, stay vigilant. Namaste. Hotep.